Good morning. It helps if I unmute myself. Happy Tuesday. How are you, everybody? I am bringing it today because this is a very cool topic we're going to talk about. We are talking about the fact that you are no different. I know if you're like me, you can sometimes get into that comparison trap where you look at other people and go like, oh, if I was only like them. Oh, if I could, oh, they're that way because of this. Because you know what? They are absolutely no different. Whatever they have or do or be or become, you have exactly the same potential. You really, really do. Um, I have to admit something. This morning, I started my day off by sleeping in. I woke up, well, first of all, I had a terrible sleep because it was really muggy and hot in here, but it's been raining and thunderstorms. Anyway, and my dog was panting beside me, and I was too lazy to get up and let him outside, and I was like, ah. So when the alarm went off, my mind told me, oh, it's a weekend. Thank God it's the weekend. You get to sleep in. So I hit my alarm. I shut it off. And then 5:30 rolled around, and it reminded me, and I'm like, why is it reminding me it's a weekend? And then it dawned on me that I'd slept in. So I flew out of bed and I arrived at my 6 a.m. club on time and I did all these things. That was a first. Since February 1st this year, that was the first that I've ever slept in for 6 a.m. club. And why I'm telling you this is because that experience itself, sleeping in or something happens in your morning to start your day off not so great, it can put you in a bad vibe. And I know that my old paradigm, my old self was in there thinking, oh my God, I just can't seem to catch up now because I was running late. But I thought, I just said, stop a minute. I did the total opposite of what my inside was telling me. My inside was saying, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And then my conscious mind, when I thought to myself, stop, slow down, take a breath, assess what can you do about this. I turned on some Carrie Underwood, the Champion music, and A Million Dreams by Pink, some of my favorite songs to get me kind of grooving and get my vibe back up, because otherwise I was going to be a reaction to my day rather than a result of my mind. So that's another lesson another day. But I just wanted to tell you that the Julie sitting here talking to you could have been a frazzled mess, but I chose to get myself under control. I am still here. I am happy. I'm full of joy because this is what I love to do. I have really found that doing these lives and just teaching segments of stuff that I have learned is really fulfilling to me, super fulfilling. And I really hope that it touches somebody out there. So this topic, it's going to take somebody, some people are going to listen to it and they're going to go, whoa, what is she smoking? And wouldn't you like to know? No, I'm kidding. But the fact is, it's pretty deep. So just stick with me. I've got my notes to stay on track, and it's good. So let's start it off by asking yourself a question. I want you to ask yourself, who are you? Simple question, but who are you? Have you ever thought about that? Because you're not your name. That was just given to you. A name is just something that was given to you. And this was a great question posed to me, and I really was unable to answer it. Like, it really made me think of, who am I? What am I comprised of? So through my studies, what I've learned is that we are three different parts. We are spiritual beings, we have an intellect, and we live in a physical body. That's what's been given to us to transport around here. As spiritual beings, we operate through our thoughts. With our intellect, we form those thoughts into ideas. From those ideas, we manifest physical things. Inventions, Edison's, Einstein's, that was just thought stuff. They formed it to an idea, and now we have physical things. There is nowhere that spirit is not. Where is thought? Thought is everywhere. So there is nowhere that thought is not. I should work for Dr. Seuss. Anyway, this lesson might be a little deep, like I said, for some people, but listen up, please. The light might go on like it did for me. Bob coached a guy named Captain Edgar Mitchell. He was the captain, actually, of a lunar landing module on one of the Apollo flights. He exercised something called thought transference from the other side of the moon to a legal firm in the United States. So you go back, thought is energy. So it's made of cosmic waves that can penetrate through all time and space. There is nowhere where thought is not. You can be underwater thinking. You can be 35,000 feet up in the air and you can think. You could be on the moon. You could be in a concentration camp. Anywhere you are capable of thinking. Every time you think you are sending out that charge of energy, and it would make a laser beam look tiny. Thought waves are very, very potent. Sorry, this is bugging me there. They're very potent, and to think that they are the highest function that we are given, to think. We have what is called inductive reasoning. It's a factor by which we can pluck anything, thought energy, pluck it out of the air, turn it into an idea, and turn it into something. Very cool. I told you this topic is deep, but it's cool when you think about it. Think. So that's what thinking is, okay? And when we pull these thoughts together, it's called an idea. That is where we have an intellect. And we are the only form of life to be blessed with such an ability. Many of us have pets at home, but they don't have an intellect. Sure, they're very smart. I have 2 beautiful German Shepherds, and they are exceptionally smart. But they run by instinct, which is perfect, rather than intellect. They don't have the ability to form an idea, but they instinctively run after a rabbit or protect me. We have what's known as an intuitive factor. That is why I'm so intrigued by intuition. I love being an intuitive coach because I can really help people zone into their own intuition and really feel what's going on. It is powerful. So it is our intuitive factor that picks up energy because it deals with spirit. Bob believes that it's God's way of talking to us. And likewise, we can talk to God using it. But that's a different discussion again. So let's sum this up. We have the ability to originate ideas through thought and then physically manifest them through the body. We take those thoughts and we build an idea, which we put into our subjective mind, that are known as our subconscious. Bob likes to call that the universal intelligence. And it must turn into form so long as we feed it. What you put into your subconscious mind on a continuous basis and you continue to feed it, your subconscious mind will make that happen. This all happens through universal law. There's 7 laws. I'll teach about them someday. See, I have so much content. That's why I love these Tuesday Lives. There's so much I could talk about. So you are a human being. You simultaneously run on 3 levels of understanding: spiritual, intellectual, and physical. Spirit is pure, unadulterated power. And since we are all born of spirit, you guessed it, we are no different. We look different, we appear different, our skin color is different. So what? We are all of spirit. We are no different than Wayne Buffett, Elon Musk, Thomas Edison, Bob Proctor himself, Dale Carnegie, Tony Robbins. I could go on and on. We are all made of the same energy. Different circumstances, perhaps, ideals, different thought process, but we are all of the same energy. We are all a mass of energy, and we function on frequencies. If we were to take a picture of the body with Kirlian photography, developed in the 1930s, we would see the glow of energy leaving our body. Some people actually have perfected their craft, and they can see auras. I can't see auras. I try, but I try too hard or something. But they can see auras around people's bodies. Bob has perfected it that he can feel very attuned to somebody's energy. I'm getting good at that too. I am getting really good intuitively of feeling someone's vibe. So I was a consultant I am a consultant, but I was at a consultant training in Toronto where Bob lives, and out of a room of, most of you know this, out of 340 people, Bob zoned in on me and came and chatted with me. He clearly was reading my energy, and he read me like a book. I'd like him to read me today, but anyway, he read me like a book. And I have the video here in the Quantum Academy, if you want to search it. But Bob has taught me the most incredible things over the past 2 years. And one of the most incredible things that he has taught me is that we create. It's in us to create. We're made of spirit, remember? To create our own reality. Because it's all about the mind. You study your mind and you understand your mind. There is so much to learn. So when we decide on a goal, it is our mind that we use to decide the goal, and it is our mind that we use to get there. You see, because our spiritual DNA is perfect. It requires no modification, nor improvement. So what does that mean to you? If we are spiritual beings who live in a physical body with the gift of intellect, the universal intellect is the core of who we are, subconscious, therefore we're perfect. Some people go, I don't believe all that crap. You're just really getting out there. Just bear with me. Take what you can. Take what your mind will allow you to take, and then discard the rest. It's okay. Your subconscious is hearing it anyway. Sorry, I just had to put that in there. What we have going on, unfortunately, is a lot of virus code that we picked up through our environment, through genetics. And if we could break up that virus code in our subconscious, we can talk paradigms, virus code, whatever. A virus code is just all that stuff that's kind of making your program not work so good. We can basically tap into our perfection, breaking through that virus code. Fascinating, isn't it? Some of that virus code can be stories we tell ourselves, like I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too broke, not smart enough. Well, that's the hand I was dealt. Oh, it runs in the family, etc. Once we start telling ourselves new stories to replace the old ones, the light begins to shine through. The perfection that lies within us basically says that we have everything we need right here, right now. And we just have to peel back a few layers to expose the sweetness of our core. The spiritual core is all-knowing. It is all-powerful and ever-present. It's the real you. Are you truly what or who you pretend to be, or are you playing small? Have you ever left a message on someone's answering service and said, oh, it's just me? What does that mean, just you? What are you telling yourself? You are more powerful than being just you. What kind of stories are holding you back? Have you ever wondered what your true purpose is? Oh, I'm hitting you with questions, aren't I? Have you ever stepped into those big shoes, waiting for you to expose who you really are? Scary, huh? That's just your paradigm. And I have learned that your paradigm is nothing to be afraid of because you have total control over it. I have the tools to change paradigms. Not very many people do step into their higher self because of fear. If someone had told me that I'd be streaming and speaking on Facebook Lives and doing Zooms and facilitations with strangers that are across the world, on the other side of the world, yeah, I would have looked at them rather strange. But you see, you can do anything you set your mind to. At least that's what my grandma even taught me when I was young. She was right. And it's growth. It's just growth. Remember, a goal is to grow, not to get. So I have to grow through this if I want to become that woman I've set out to be. This is just a step in growth. And I'm not in my own head. I can be. But the minute I start thinking in my own head and I feel that fear, I'm like, get out of here. This is me. This is just me. I want to be me. It's those layers that are coming off. And the more I do this type of thing and teach and give out, the more I want to, because I think this information really, really needs to be heard. It's such incredible information that I know somebody out there, could be you, they're looking to change their life. And it will change your life. It's changed mine. I urge you to get curious with yourself and ask yourself some questions. Questions like, what is my purpose? What do I have to give? How can I help and I serve others? He who serves the most wins. That's what I like to say. Stir something inside of you that's trying to break out of a virus code that's holding you back, and then you can come to the surface. It's worth peeling back those layers to expose your greatness. You have something to offer this world. I know you do. I never thought I did, but now I know I do. I have seen so many people come to this realization through the Thinking into Results program. It's like the premium personal development program. I've been through a lot. And I'm not saying this because that's what I coach. I am saying this because it is transformational. Anyway, and it's what I study. Still, I will study this every day, just like Bob has studied Think and Grow Rich for 60 years. I will study this every day until the day I die. It is just that magnificent. And it changes me. It changes my environment, my husband, my kids, my grandkids, generations. You see what's happening? It's a ripple effect for generations. Every time I study it, I understand it a different way. Why is that? The information's not changing. I am, right? So I urge you to have the desire to get better every day. It's the most calming, aligned feeling in the world, and it is also the most rewarding. Be who you want to be, because I'll bet you that person is pretty darn amazing. On my 6 a.m. club, this is just an addendum, this morning, Priya, she shared with us something that I just thought was amazing. She used to work for Gaia. I don't know if anybody out there knows what Gaia is, but anyways, it's pretty substantial trends, and it's pretty cool stuff. She used to work there, and she brought this up today. She said, when we feel bad, it's because we're distanced. We're distanced from the center of our core soul, who we are. When we feel bad, it's because we're out here. When we feel good and happy and joyful, it's because we're close to the center, to who we are, to our soul. I hope that somebody got something out of that. I thought that was an incredible topic. I know I wrote it, but, some things I just really, really get into, and I love this. I want to say to everybody who shows up or on the replay, please go #replay. Tell your friends about Quantum Academy. Tell your friends about Tuesdays Live with Julie. Maybe that they're looking. Maybe they're needing to hear something that I'm saying. Who knows, right? You could be that catalyst in their life. So thank you again for showing up. I better find my mouse so I can get off the live stream. Have an absolutely phenomenal day. Till next time, intuitively yours, Julie.